First of all, there's no report for the cross section. Six call to the order. Mr. Song,
Aye, here.
Mrs. Lam,
Here.
Mrs. Ryan,
Present.
Mrs. Gear,
Here.
Mr. Chen here. 6A, Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to invite board member Joanna Lam lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right. Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Six B, approve of agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the tonight agenda?
Move to approve.
Any second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan,
Aye.
Mrs. Gear,
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carry. 6C, approve of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the June 24, 2025 regular board meeting minutes?
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan,
Aye.
Mrs. Gear,
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carry. 7, public comment. The Board of Education has adopted Board Policy 9323B to ensure the public's right to be heard in any matter pertaining to the San Bernardino Unified School District. Persons who wish to provide public comment will have 3 options to submit the public comment. First, submit through an online form. Did we have any submission via the online form?
There were no submissions today.
Okay. Second, request to speak during the meeting via the Zoom. Mr. Hong, please pause the meeting for 1 minute to collect the public comment.
The 1 minute starts now. Communications from the audience regarding matters not on the agenda or items in the consent, information, and action sections, please provide your comments now. If you would like to request to speak during the meeting, please press the raise hand icon to make a request. If you're dialing in from home, please dial *9 to make a request or submit a public comment card. There are 30 seconds left. There are no attendees wishing to speak.
Thank you. Third, request to speak during the meeting in person via the public comment card. Do we have any submission via the public comment card?
We have no submissions at this time.
Okay, thank you. Next, 8, consent section. Do I have a motion to approve the consent section from the AA through the AI?
Motion to, for the consent section, sections A to K.
Any second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan,
Aye.
Mrs. Gear,
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carry. 9, communication section. A, communication from the Board of Education. We ask each board member take no more than the 3 minutes to share their communication. Start from Mr. Song.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I in the summer, I got a chance to attend sending my 2 boys to the Huntington Middle School summer program, which was amazing. You know, as a parents, and same as Elia, as any other parents, you always have the choices that should you send kid to the private education outside versus the public summer school that affiliated by PTA affiliation. And I decide to choose this time sending my kids to the public in Huntington Middle School program. And it turns out to be, it was a little better than my expectation, even, to be honest with you. I think they have such a great programs, and my kids get to experience the science and the dissecting the fishes and frogs and telling me the stories every day. And they love the writing classes, and then they do the robotic classes with the building the robots and stuff like that. I just wish that they have more, not less. Like they should even have afternoon classes. I think it's gonna blast, and the quality of education is amazing. I really, I know it's a PTA affiliate, it's not, but it's still part of the school and supporting and everything. I think our community did a really great job. I really appreciate it, and it was like the last day. I'm glad to see the Dr. Linda in the last day, and we did the ice cream shave and ice cream social together, and I really appreciate that whole community. So that was my summer, and now it's time for the whole school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Miss Lam.
Yeah, thank you. I had a great summer. I am so glad that school is starting tomorrow. My kids too, kid. And so I'm looking forward to the new school year. I'm excited to see new implementation of various programs. I know we talked and had a session about AI yesterday, so I'm excited to see that happen. I'm also excited to see our new board goals come in effect and see all of that being achieved and on the agenda. Overall, just very excited to see 25 to 26 happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Mrs. Brian.
Thank you, Mr. Chang, President Chang. Just wanted to thank our cabinet, our teachers, our staff. It was wonderful. I know I only came to the breakfast for about 15, 20 minutes, but it was exciting to kind of welcome everyone back, to renew friendships, and to just start a new year. Every year is exciting because it's exciting. This is an opportunity for us to really inspire the students' curiosity, help them to champion their goals and aspirations, and really just come together as a school community. So I want to thank Cabinet, the teachers, classified, certificated, and all our hardworking custodial staff who kind of cleaned and got the schools ready, as well as our our cafeteria workers. Everybody was there to just welcome the staff. So that was really nice to see. So thank you.
Next, Mrs. Gear.
I just wanted to welcome everybody back to the school, new school year. It's always fun to feel like you have a fresh page to write on. I attended the staff breakfast this morning, and I just wanted to congratulate Dr. Rose on a successful draft of 44 new San Marino Unified team members. I think that's a really great way to get them excited about being here and making them feel welcome as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, I forgot to wear my own jersey, but I'm just looking forward to seeing the classrooms on back to school nights that are coming up. And I'm really excited to hear from CJ later about the bond. We have some great advances and movement on what we're doing, and Dr. Choi will be able to highlight some of those for the rest of the board too. So it's going to be a really great year. Thank you.
Thank you. Just one more time, welcome back to everyone from the student, parent, or the teacher, staff. This summer to me in my life is very special because I became the grandpa, so I need to start to think about the life cycle. So because it's a summer, so it's a kind of slow, so I can observe my grandkid each day. And so right now it's the second month. And then we also get the book to read what's the development for each month. So my wife said when I have two young kids, I never taking care of them because the time I'm the new immigrant, I need to make sure I'm not fired in the hospital. So every day I focus on my career. This time I really spend the time. I clean up the room and then welcome my grandkid. So Dr. Territory say, oh, we'll be ready for your grandkid to in the Valentine.
Yes.
I think.
Short years. Let's get this filled out, give us a big.
Want you to get some priority.
That's right.
So it's amazing, each time you have a different things to pay attention, yeah. And also I go to the Alaska. It's my first time to go Alaska. So we go to the border between
But you went to
Canada and
Vancouver
Alaska.
first. You went to Vancouver
Yeah,
first.
Vancouver,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So I try.
And the Canadian flag.
Yeah.
So I try to validate is that our president is to taking care for Canada or yeah. So a lot of fun for this summer, but I don't forget the school district. I'm also routinely come back to check. Yeah. Thank you for the executives team. Yeah, taking care for the school in the summer. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
Next.
Shows wait for-
Dr. Territory.
Thank you, President Chang. As we stand here on the eve of a brand new school year, I'm excited to share that our school district has been busy preparing for a very strong start. Over the summer, our human resources team, as Board Member Gill just mentioned, has worked tirelessly to recruit and onboard 44 new employees. And that's a lot for our tiny little school district. They're going to bring fresh energy, talent, and expertise to our classrooms, offices, and support services. Their commitment to excellence will help us continue to provide the high-quality education our community expects and deserves. And yesterday, our staff came together for an engaging professional development session focused on artificial intelligence literacy. And I want to thank our Assistant Superintendent of Ed Services, Dr. Lena Richter, for planning that along with our Director of Technology, Kwok Hong. Thank you so much. It was very informative and a great way to start the new year, knowing that we're going to put together an artificial intelligence task force led by our Director of Technology that will be comprised of various stakeholders from the school district and from our community. And I'm very excited to see what that will bring to the table. So thank you for your professionalism and your expertise to those professionals. This morning, we gathered at the Huntington Middle School cafeteria for our annual back to school breakfast, which is a cherished tradition that unites our district family before the busy year ahead. It was a wonderful opportunity to celebrate our shared mission, recognize the dedication of all of our staff members, and set a positive and collaborative tone for the months to come. Now, all that's left is the best part. We cannot wait to welcome our students back to school tomorrow. The energy, joy, and curiosity that they bring to our campuses are the heart of why we do what we do. And we are ready for just an absolutely exceptional year ahead. So I want to thank the Board of Education for their constant support and guidance. Thank you for helping us to be as successful as we can be. We couldn't do it without you. And I want to thank our wonderful executive team for everything that you have done over the summer to really get started for our new year tomorrow. And Jennifer Della Torre for helping me remain in the upright position. Thank you so very much. And I will turn it right back over to you, President Chang.
Thank you. Next, let's go to the 10 information item, 10A, Major M update. I like to turn it over to Superintendent Dr. Territory and Dr. Choi to update the board on the progress and the current standing of Major M.
Thank you, President Chang, members of the board and executive team. And this evening, I'm pleased to have our bond program manager, Mr. CJ Nolan, provide tonight's Measure M update. CJ will highlight the key accomplishments and share the progress we have made since our last Board of Education meeting. And CJ will also outline our next steps and provide an overview of what the board and community can expect for Measure M.
All right, well, good evening, President Chang, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. De La Torre. I'm excited to discuss some of the great progress we made towards Measure M over this summer. Starting off for the first big accomplishment for Measure M is we have concluded the initial RFP request for proposal process for our architects for 3 major projects of Measure M. They include the Valentine Elementary School new 2-story classroom building, the Carver Elementary School TK and kindergarten classroom buildings, and the San Marino High School Medical Arts and Career Center modernization. Now, each of these buildings was selected because each of these projects was selected because it provides additional flexibility in terms of classroom space, and it reduces our future escalation by completing these high value projects quickly. So the dollars that we're able to save from completing these high value projects at this time will be able to be put forward to our standalone and early impact projects. So while we are advancing towards designing these larger projects, we're also moving forward with some of our early impact projects and standalone projects. These would include the turf and track replacement at San Marino High School. We received 2 competitive proposals for that as well. In addition to that, we've also received proposals to improve the stadium lighting, and it also includes lighting for the baseball field as well. Beyond just that, we've completed some minor work that we were able to get done over the summer in terms of at Carver Elementary. We were able to complete just a minor reconfiguration of a portion of the drive aisle. And we are also moving forward with refreshing the stadium restrooms at the high school as well. Moving forward beyond that, we are going to be continuing to be advertising for RFQs for professional services that include inspection, CEQA, survey, and other construction related professional services that we'll need throughout the bond measure. And so with that being said, at the August 26th board meeting, we will be presenting our recommendation for architect contracts, and we will be reaching out to have some potential tour sites if the board is interested as well. With that, if you have any questions.
Anyone have a question?
When do you see some of those smaller, the standalone projects happening?
Dependent on what the projects are. So like if we want to, for example, use the track and the synthetic turf, we have proposals now. They need a 5-week period to do that work. When we talk to the manufacturer, there is an opportunity, depending on your athletic schedule, to do it over like a Thanksgiving to the beginning of the new year. Or if the athletic schedule is packed during that time, we could do it over the summer as well. We've also looked into the lead time for those materials, and they would have them available if we wanted to move as fast as Thanksgiving.
I love the new turf idea. Can you tell the board about what the?
Absolutely. So through exploring our options for synthetic turf, you may be familiar with the rubber infill that's very common in a lot of the turf products that you see across many schools in California. Just recently, they've developed a newer type of synthetic turf that has a more compact weave of the blades of grass so that it is able to have that same impact resistance or that cushion on impact without requiring any infill at all. And it also comes with a 12-year warranty. So we've reviewed that proposal, and we're intending on recommending that for approval as well.
Do you have any sort of the plan, like a visual plan that what's gonna be the next high priority coming in, and not necessarily some high priority with faster time turnaround or slow turnaround, and those kind of project in the overview?
In terms of projects?
Yeah. In terms
So
of
the
project.
first three projects we have right now are like I said, the Valentine two-story building,
Mhm.
the Carver TK and kindergarten classroom buildings,
Mhm.
and the high school 300 building modernization, which is the Medical Arts and Career Center. Following that, so those projects were really selected because they increase our classroom space and they allow us to minimize our interim housing. Those first three projects really set the foundation for us to proceed into our modernizations. So following those three projects, we will be starting the modernizations across Valentine, Carver, and Huntington Middle School. And we will also be doing the Valentine TK and kindergarten classroom buildings as well.
You have like a project scope or type, like how long it's gonna take or something like that? For example.
We do have
Oh.
tentative timelines for each of the projects.
Okay.
So like, for example, the two-story classroom building at Valentine, we're estimating that to be about an 18-month duration of construction.
Okay, yeah. I mean, do we have any place that we can access to in the record, or it's not there?
So we're on the final draft of our implementation plan, and it has all of that information. We're gonna have a one-page information sheet it's gonna be they're broader timelines, but it'll be something that we'll be able to share.
Okay.
In terms of impact and how it will impact instruction, you spoke a little bit about the sports activity, but what's the significant impact and how will we message it out to the community?
The significant impact regarding the synthetic track and
No, the building of,
Oh,
yeah.
the significant impact of adding these classroom spaces, for example, at Valentine Elementary School, it's really going to be a lot of STEM lab type spaces and new collaboration spaces for our students. So we'll be able to share those conceptual drawings once we have architects on board, and really prioritize with the site administration on how we want to make use of that new space moving forward. It's also going to free up several of our portables that are in the building's footprint that we'll be able to use for interim housing as we modernize all of the other classrooms.
Mhm. So essentially, you're saying there will be no impact due to the construction for our children to access their education.
Yes, so we are working. One of the reasons why each of these three major projects is at a different school site is really to minimize the impact to education. That is also why at Valentine we have the TK and kindergarten classroom buildings following the two-story classroom building. So there should be little to no impact, and any foreseeable impacts, we will be working with the site administration to make sure they do not impact the educational.
Mhm.
Do we have any the timeline for the playground, or is on the?
So
The
the
improvement?
playgrounds,
Yeah.
we intend on selecting the architects for the playgrounds. Once we select the architects for these three primary projects, because the playgrounds are less technical projects,
Mhm.
we really want to have a unified architecture team working at Valentine, working at Carver. And it also provides a opportunity for us to have some cost savings in terms of those architectural fees by having the same architect design the two-story building and also do the playground that's adjacent to it.
Any more question? And Dr. Choi, you have any makeup to share about Major M?
Well, I think we've made a lot of progress, and I think at the next upcoming board meeting, we're going to see the visuals in terms of a little bit more information about the implementation plan. So tonight, it's more of an update about what you might see or what we're planning to present to you as action items for the next board meeting.
How about the last board meeting, we signed a contract for is a banking issue, right? About the contract for the first draw.
So
Is
yeah,
that
we did complete our first bond issuance, and as part of that, the COP is paid off. So
pay off?
yes, the COP is paid off. So yes,
When is the day?
July 10th was the day we closed, and we paid off that COP.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Great.
good, yeah. Okay, any more
Yeah, thank you.
question? No? Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Next, 10B, Board Governance Handbook, Communication Meeting Norm and Protocol. I would like to turn it over to Dr. Territory to present an update on the Board Governance Handbook.
Yes, thank you, President Chang, members of the Board of Education Executive Team. I have before you this evening up on the screen a draft copy of the San Marino USD Board of Education Governance Handbook, Communications, Meeting Norms, and Protocols. If you will recall, the Board of Education met at Huntington Library on June 9th, 2025, to participate in a conversation about our goals. And one of the things that we talked about with the facilitation of Dr. Sapita Yo from the California School Boards Association was communication protocols and norms. And so based on the summary of what the board came up with, I took that and developed this draft handbook. And so I just want to take you through it very quickly. This is not something I'm asking for approval on this evening. I'd like your input on this evening so that I will be poised to bring it back for your adoption and signature at our next meeting on the 26th. So number one, unity of purpose and core norms. Unity of purpose, a high quality, equitable education for every student. Effective governance that emphasizes policy results and community trust. Does the board have any comments, questions on that? Okay, section B, board adopted meeting norms. Students first, keep focus on students' best interests. Number two, shared responsibility. Each member helps the team succeed, participates equally, and addresses concerns. Number three, stay goal focused, avoid sidetracks. Number four, respectful discourse, debate facts and process, not personalities. Any comments on that section? No? Okay, moving on. Number two, roles and responsibilities. A, the board. Establish mission and vision, set goals, guardrails, adopt policy, approve budgets, monitor outcomes, and hold itself and the superintendent accountable. Govern as a body. Individual trustees do not direct staff or manage operations. Any questions on that?
Can you give an example, monitor outcome? How to
How to monitor outcomes?
Yeah,
Um,
for the board to the administration.
So you're monitoring educational outcomes,
Yeah,
right? When
yeah.
we get the CAST results,
Mm.
you're looking at that and making sure that we're continuing to achieve. That's one example of monitoring a district performance outcome. You establish 4 goals every single year. The Board of Education is going to review those goals, and at the end of the year, you're going to be able to monitor the outcome of how well the superintendent and her cabinet have achieved those goals for the board. So that's an example of monitoring an outcome.
So mean that's the annually monitor outcome. Is there anything we have to do in the quarterly? Is it more the urgent?
I think the
issue?
board is continuously monitoring all outcomes. Another example is now that we've passed a $200 million bond measure, the Board of Education is very involved in monitoring the progress that we're making on the bond. And when we begin construction, you're going to monitor the outcome of those projects to make sure that they're satisfactory. So I think that most of the work that you do as a governing body is to ensure that the outcomes that the district is producing are satisfactory, if not exceptional. We hope exceptional. Okay. Governance a body, individual trustees do not direct staff or manage operations. B, the superintendent, chief executive managing operations, personnel, and implementation of board policy, advises the board, provides timely and accurate information. Any questions on either A or B so far? Okay, C, board officers. This is president, vice president, and clerk. Presiding, agenda coordination with superintendent, ensuring decorum and adherence to the Brown Act. Clerk attests actions and minutes. And I just put this in for your reference tonight. Some of this language I was able to get from CSBA's documents, and I also researched other school districts' governance handbooks to make sure that the language was more in line with that and consistent. So I just put that in there for a reference for you, and that's a live link. So if you want to pull that up, you can. I shared it with you yesterday, I think, or the day before. Okay, if you don't have any questions, I'll move on to 3.
Mhm.
Board superintendent operating agreements. A, what the board needs from the superintendent, and this was directly from our retreat, clear, detailed updates and follow-ups on student incidents, ensure cabinet and site leaders resolve issues at the site level, monitor response times to parents and staff 24 hours, which I did share with all of my executive team, my principals, assistant principals, and directors, that the expectation is that all emails get responded to within 24 hours. Ongoing legislative legal updates, onboarding, coaching for new trustees, history, narrative norms. B, what the superintendent needs from the board. Trust, public support, clear direction, and timely communication. Followed agreed protocols and policies, collaborate for cohesive student-centered decisions, respect roles and support administrative decisions, remain focused on governance. Any questions on that so far? Comments? Yes, Ben?
I have a comment just about what the board needs from the superintendent.
Yes.
In line with what you're saying, ensure the second bullet point.
Yes.
I think that maybe something that might be a little better, I don't, just an idea, is if you communicate out a framework for dealing with issues. So it doesn't have, I mean, there are different levels of things that need to be dealt with, but you know, they start with the teacher, then it goes to the AP, then it goes to the principal.
Oh, okay, like yeah.
I don't know if I'm
hierarchy?
explaining it correctly in the sense of,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't, I mean, things obviously can elevate to the board level all the way, but
Right. Okay.
as I guess the majority of things should be site level if possible to,
The majority of things will be site level, and we need to go through the chain of command, right?
that's what it is,
So
yeah.
what we say to our leaders.
So that needs to be clear, the
Yeah.
org chart, or the chain
Yeah.
of command at the site level for
Yeah.
the teachers there, the staff and
Yes,
everything.
we try to resolve things at the lowest possible level. I'm happy to come up with some kind of framework for that. Absolutely. So I added that here, if that's okay with the whole board. Is that okay with the whole board? Okay, I see nodding. Great. Okay, great. Okay, thank you for that. Let's go back down here. Okay, meetings, this is number 4. Oh, wait, did I do number C? No, I didn't, did I? Thank you. C, what board members need from each other. Open communication, assuming positive intent, respectful interactions, participation and meaningful engagement, share expertise and emerging issues, unify messages, remain student-centered. Is everybody comfortable with that? Okay, great. Number 4, meetings in the Brown Act. Open and noticed meetings. All board meetings are open to the public and properly noticed, with limited exceptions for closed session. Serial meetings and quorum. Avoid serial communications that create a majority consensus outside of meetings. This would include email, text messaging, and social media, and we've had training on that, so I think everybody understands what that means. Public comment, provide opportunities as required, set reasonable time limits, and content neutral rules. Be consistent in the allowance of time limits for public comment. Agenda posting and additions, follow statutory timelines, only add urgent items per law. Remote participation, follow current Brown Act teleconference rules. Authoritative resources and training are available via CSBA and statewide open government guides. Any questions, comments, additions, edits? No. Number 5, agenda planning and meeting flow. A, agenda development. President and superintendent meet to align items with goals and student outcomes. Clear item briefs with purpose, so make sure that they're clear and they have purpose, and label them appropriately with information or discussion or action. Fiscal impact alignment to goals and recommended motion, and that's modeled in the California District Handbooks. B, consent calendar, routine items grouped. Any trustee may pull an item for separate consideration. C, meeting conduct, start, adjourn on time, use time allocations, ensure all voices are heard, maintain decorum, consistent with CSBA meeting leadership practices. And there's a link there if you'd like to pull that up on your own to see where I got that. Number 6, communication protocols. A, trustee superintendent. That should say board member superintendent, so I'll change that. Biweekly update from superintendent and executive team. Updates provided on the first and third weeks of the month. And that came from our meeting because we talked about just providing the weekly board memo on the weeks that we're not having a board meeting. So I just wanted to remind the board of that. Urgent issues via call, text, followed as necessary by written summary. And we've talked about that when something happens at the school, a student is injured or someone is taken away by ambulance, I text the board and then I will follow up with a written summary as necessary. Information requests. Board members submit requests to superintendent, the board president. Superintendent shares responses with the full board to ensure equal access. So if there's something of significant importance that might benefit the rest of the board, when one of you asks me a question, I will share the response with the entire board. Board members and community, complaint concern pathway, notify the superintendent so that the issues are tracked and resolved. This matches our agreed protocol and also the state complaint frameworks. Speaking as one voice, after a vote, trustees support the adopted decision publicly, even when they personally disagree. Media and public statements. Board president or designee serves as a primary spokesperson on governance matters, superintendent on operations, and that is consistent with your board policy, by the way. Coordinate key messages to avoid conflicting statements, and that's a common practice across all the California handbooks that I found. And D, email and social media, avoid reply all, deliberation, do not seek consensus online, preserve records consistent with the California Public Records Act, follow Brown Act cautions for social media engagement. Number 7, community engagement, regular engagement, town halls, surveys, student staff listening sessions, advisory groups with clear feedback loops. You said we did. Accessibility, provide translation, interpretation, accessible materials, and multiple participation channels for people with disabilities. And that is consistent with California law and it reflects common practice. Any questions on that? 7? Okay. Number 8, protocols. School site visits, notify the superintendent when invited to or initiating a site visit, coordinate schedules and purpose, avoid evaluative conversations with employees, and debrief with the superintendent afterward. And we have an agreement, as you all are aware, regarding that. B, handling complaints, concerns. Inform the superintendent, do not promise outcomes, avoid adjudicating individual matters. Superintendent refers to site department, teacher, principal, department, HR as applicable. District follows formal complaint processes when required. If we get a Williams complaint, if we get a uniform complaint procedure or Title IX complaint procedure, we will refer that to the proper department who will handle them accordingly. Board requests for staff time, route through the superintendent, clarify scope, timeline, and deliverables. Superintendent informs the full board of substantial requests and outcomes, as I mentioned before. Board member conduct at meetings, maintain decorum and avoid crosstalk, address the chair or the board president. I will change that to board president, and follow adopted parliamentary procedure. As an example, Robert's rules as locally adopted, and that's aligned with many other California handbooks. E, emergent issues. For urgent safety, legal issues, the superintendent briefs the board president, then the full board consistent with confidentiality and law. Any questions on any of that? No? Okay. Number 9, decision-making and monitoring, adopt goals and guardrails, annual goals aligned to student outcomes. We do that regularly and with fidelity. Monitoring calendar, regular reports on student outcomes, finance, HR, and operations with clear metrics and targets. We do that through goal setting and adopting and regular reports to the Board of Education on outcomes. Evaluation, board evaluates superintendent annually against goals. Board conducts, I don't know if you wanted to do this, and that's why I put this in here, like sort of with the question mark. Many boards evaluate themselves. You can decide to do that or not do that. That's entirely up to you. And CSBA can, come out and facilitate a training on that. I don't see that as being, something that is urgent for you to decide on, but I just wanted to throw it out there as a question mark. And then, of course, we would revise this handbook depending on any policy changes, legal changes that we would need to address. Any questions or comments on that? Okay. Number 10, professional learning and continuous improvement. Participate in CSBA's Masters in Governance. And we do have a board policy that says that you have to complete the MIG program within the first year of your
Can we change that?
board tenure. You got to talk to your board members. So that it is really good. It's training, well worth your time. And you can do a lot of it online. So
All of it online.
yeah, I mean, they're not having any in person anymore because they used
It's
to.
all Zoom.
Okay, well then that's easy. Brown Act workshops, we can always bring someone from CSBA or one of our attorneys out to do a Brown Act workshop, should you feel that you need that, and governance refreshers. We do have an onboarding process for new board members with mentoring and orientation, and that has been an ongoing process. Number 11, transparency in public records, minutes, records, accurate, timely, and accessible. Public Records Act coordinate requests through the district's PRA process. Board members preserve public records created and held individually. And that's pursuant to the CPRA. And number 12, annual review amendments and attestation. Review and renew this handbook annually at the board retreat or sooner if laws change. All trustees sign the attestation page to reaffirm commitments. Very common. Next page. And here is the attestation page where you say we have read and agreed to these norms, protocols, and operating agreements to support a positive, productive governance culture for SMUSD. And then there's a signature line with your titles and the date. You can go to the next page. And here's an appendix that we were going to fill out a little bit more. Meeting playbook, practical how-to. Before the meeting, read packets, submit questions, 48 to 72 hours ahead of the meeting. The president and the superintendent will finalize the agenda, order, and time estimates. During the meeting, stick to the purpose of each item, state motions clearly. The president enforces time and decorum. Legal counsel is consulted as needed. After the meeting minutes are prepared by the assistant to the superintendent and presented to the board for approval at the next meeting. And so did you want to make any changes or amendments to that?
Any comment? We'll make a change or
Beside the first year, no comment.
We can talk about that offline. Okay.
Joshua needs a title on the signature block. Did you see that?
Oh, he does? Let's see. Go back up. Yes, he does. We will take care of that. Thank you for noticing. Good eye. Okay, we'll take care of that. Thank you.
There it is.
There it is. Perfect. Okay. So my plan is to bring this back in a more edited format for the board's approval at the next meeting.
Is there somewhere in there where we should reiterate confidentiality during closed session, like sensitive items?
Yeah, we can add.
I mean,
something on that. Yeah.
it's
If-
obvious, but
Yeah.
a lot of, it's good too.
Sure. So we can do that in the addendum, actually. On that last page, on the meeting playbook, we should talk about closed session, right?
Yeah, closed session norms, maybe.
Okay, I will work on that and bring it back for the next meeting. Thank you.
Like record keeping and things like that.
Yeah,
oh, we are too early to ask.
What?
No. Yeah, I think a good idea. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so I made a note. If Clock, you want to scroll down real quick so they can see that I made the note. Oh, you can't, you can't see it. Never mind. Did you pull up like a,
It's a copy of this.
oh, it's a copy. Never mind. Sorry, you guys. But I said closed session norms, record keeping and confidentiality. So I'll expand on that and then I'll bring it back to the next meeting for your consideration.
Oh, one more thing, just since we're all in open and this is when I can actually just
Yeah.
talk about. I think with the lowest level of handling things, it should be very clear that it needs to be in a timely manner. I want parents to be responded to quickly so
Yeah.
they feel heard and that students are, these issues are resolved quickly. So,
Yes.
I think
So-
that should be a norm, like we
Sure.
need to.
So we
Yeah.
do have language in the collective bargaining agreements that addresses timeline for resolving like
Okay.
personnel complaints.
Okay.
And things like that. With student issues, it's sort of, it's situational. I'll give you an example. If I have a daughter or a son who is on a 504 and I want something resolved ASAP, I mean, that may require research that might, be
Sure,
somewhat
but
extensive and have to go through.
They should be
counseling.
replied to with
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like, we will get back to you, but
24 hours is
yes,
reasonable now.
that's what,
So
that's what,
they already know that,
Okay.
and so that should happen on the natural now.
Good.
So parents should have a response. It may not be the outcome, but it will be,
A
you know what,
touch point, yes.
I have your email or I have your concern on my desk. I'm working on it, and I should be able to get back to you within this time frame.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I,
That is really important. I know it's important to the board. It's important to me. It's important to my executive team, and we're making sure that that gets handled with the sites. If you hear of something that isn't getting handled, I want to know about it right away, and I'll get on it. So thank you. And I can emphasize that in this as well. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. That's it, right?
Mhm.
Let's go to the 11 action item. 11A. I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Choi for approval of resolution number 1, authorization for the temporary interfund cash borrowing for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year.
Thank you, President Chang, members of the board executive team. Item 11A, or resolution number 1, is the first of 4 resolutions being presented tonight that are routine for our district at the start of the school year. Resolution 1 is an annual request to authorize the temporary borrowing of up to $1.5 million between district funds for the 25-26 school year. Adopting this resolution does not automatically mean the district will borrow. Rather, it provides district staff with the flexibility to do so if needed to meet cash flow and operating requirements. This type of resolution is common best practice among public school districts. It is recommended that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 1 as presented.
Any question on this? If not, is there a motion to approve the resolution number 1, authorization for temporary interfund cash borrowing for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year?
President Chang, I'd like to make the motion for resolution number 1, authorization of temporary interfund cash borrowing for this fiscal year.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mrs. Gill.
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carry. Next, 11B. I would like to turn it over to Dr. Choi for approval of resolution number 2, temporary cash borrowing from the Los Angeles County Treasurer for the 2025 to 26 fiscal year.
Thank you. Item 11B, or Resolution 2, is another routine annual authorization request to ensure the district has sufficient cash to meet its operating obligations. This resolution authorizes borrowing of up to $25 million from the School Pools Fund maintained by the LA County Treasurer. It enables the district to use temporary borrowing from the county treasurer as a short-term cash flow tool if needed. This practice is designed to support the district's ability to manage expenses and obligations throughout the year. It is recommended that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2 as presented.
Any,
Question.
yes,
Is there an interest rate that is attached to that, or is it not?
Typically, there are interest rates, and it's much lower than borrowing from other revenue sources. So the LA County Treasurer sort of serves as a benefit to public entities like school districts to borrow at a lower rate.
And this is just something we use in an emergency, or if there's funds that are slow coming from the state.
Right. In the event of an emergency, there's this school pools fund that is managed by the LA County Treasurer. There are obviously other tools that we can use as well to borrow from. You may have heard that there are tools like temporary anticipatory notes that may be available to the school district as well. But this is a routine resolution that just kind of allows the district to have this option if needed.
Thank you.
I don't think we're going to need it though, based on, seeing what our budget looks like for this year. We have the capacity for most things to be able to borrow from ourselves. So the district is in a pretty solid financial situation at the present time. And this is highly unlikely, but we want to be safe rather than sorry, because we don't know what the future holds.
so it mean with approve this resolution, and then you forward this to the LA County Treasurer, and then they can like set up a credit line, right?
Well,
Each
it makes
time
us
you
eligible.
can draw or no?
It allows the district to be eligible to borrow from this particular fund. It's called the School Pools Fund if we need it. Yeah.
Okay, any more question? No?
No.
If not, can I have a motion to approve resolution number 2?
So moved for resolution number 2.
Second?
Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mrs. Gill.
Aye.
And Mr. Chen. Aye. Motion carry. Next 11C. I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Choi again for approval of resolution number 3, annual delegation of administrative authority to process routine budget revision, adjustment, and transfer during the 2025 to 26 fiscal year.
Thank you, President Chang. Item 11C, or resolution number 3, is another routine request for administrative authority to process budget revisions, adjustments, and transfers during the 2025-26 fiscal year. This resolution allows staff at the accounting level to make individual transfers of up to $1 million, with a total not to exceed $2 million for the fiscal year. As with the previous resolutions, this serves as a fiscal tool for the district to meet its operating requirements if necessary. It is recommended that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 3 as presented.
Any question? If not, I need have a motion to approve of resolution number 3.
I move to approve resolution number 3, delegation of administrative authority to process routine budget revisions, adjustments, and transfers for 25-26.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mrs. Gill.
Aye.
Mr. Chen. Aye. Motion carry. Next 11D. I also like to turn it over to Dr. Choi to present the resolution number 4, 2024 to 25 appropriation limit recalculation and 2025 to 26 estimate appropriation limit calculation.
Thank you, President Chang. Item 11D, or resolution number 4, is the last resolution presented tonight for board approval regarding the appropriations limit, also known as the GAN limit. This limit was established by Proposition 4 in 1979 and is calculated under Government Code Section 7902. Its purpose is to ensure that government spending is adjusted for inflation and tied to population growth. This resolution ensures the district remains in compliance with the GAN limit, allowing us to correctly set and adjust our spending limits for both the current year and the next. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve resolution number 4 as presented.
Any questions, comment? Okay, if not, do I have a motion to approve resolution number 4?
I move to approve resolution number 4, 24-25, appropriations limit recalculation and 25-26 estimated appropriations limit calculation.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mr. Gill.
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carry. Next, 11E. Now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Rose for approval of the transitional kindergarten credential authorization.
All right, thank you, President Chang, Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Delatorre, and Executive Cabinet. Education Code Section 48,000G requires credentialed teachers who are first assigned to a TK classroom after July 1st, 2015 to have one of the following: to have at least 24 units in early childhood education or childhood development or both, child development teacher permit issued by the Commission on Teacher Credentialing, or the professional experience in a classroom setting with preschool-age children comparable to the 24 units of education described in Bullet 1, which is allowed to be determined by the local employing agency. Any teacher who is or was assigned to teach TK before July 1st, 2015 may teach TK without having to meet the additional units requirement. In essence, they are grandfathered in. As you may recall, you have authorized some of our current TK teachers to have met the threshold to be considered credentialed to teach TK. We are fortunate that our new TK teacher meets the threshold to be considered credentialed to teach TK for the 25-26 school year. Crystal Wu has 1,080 work hours, equivalent to 24 academic units in her previous district, plus she has an additional 6 additional early childhood credits. So it is recommended that the board authorize Mrs. Wu as meeting the TK requirement set forth in Education Code Section 48,000G.
Any question? Is that this the first time we approve, right? No?
For this teacher?
Yeah,
For this teacher, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an action item.
right. So, is there a motion to approve the transitional kindergarten credential authorization?
Move to approve.
Second?
Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mrs. Gill.
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carry. Next, 12, board superintendent discussion item.
I'm just very excited for tomorrow.
Ah.
Looking forward to being at the schools and seeing all those smiling, happy faces.
Yes, I have a small reminder, since tomorrow is the first day the kid come back. As you know, the San Marino community is very special, and the parents very generous. They go during the summer, they go everywhere. So I think tomorrow we also need to check, make sure students they don't have a fever or something. They brought up from the overseas, okay?
Do you want us to go and take
Yes.
temperatures?
Sure, yeah. If I can, I go to cover. No, I'm just observe. Yeah.
Just stay home if you're sick.
Yeah,
That's all.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay, any more discussion item? If not, thank you for full audience to join us.
Thank you, Hunter.
Did you sign the letter?